Thank you for tuning into this edition of The Science Behind, where in just a few minutes I'll briefly describe the technology called metal-enhanced fluorescence that is the basis for the FluoBolt line of products from Theognostics. My name is Matt Sobo, a scientific product manager at Diapharma, and I will be your host today. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at email at info@diapharma.com. Please visit our website at www.diapharma.com for additional information and resources for your use. Among the quickest and easiest ways to analyze biomarkers or analytes is immunologically from the various bodily fluids, blood or serum, spinal fluid, lymph, etc. Many effectors, especially newer targets of interest, have very low patterns of expression, such as cytokines, which are important in physiological regulation, and tumor-related epitopes, especially in the early stages of the disease, and these can be especially difficult to detect and quantify by conventional methods such as ELISA or flow cytometry. Because of limited sensitivity of conventional reagents to low-expressing proteins, there is not enough signal or the background noise is too high to accurately and precisely quantify the protein present. The sandwich enzyme-linked ImmunoSorbent assay, or ELISA, is the most common of this type of performed. In it, a capture antibody specific to the target of interest is coated to the wells of a plastic dish. The sample of interest is incubated in these wells for the target of interest to bind to the antibody. After washing out, a primary antibody, which is also specific to the target of interest, is added and allowed to bind. This antibody can either be labeled with one of a few enzymatic tags or not. If not, a secondary antibody, which is tagged, is then added to the system, which detects and binds to the primary antibody. In either case, following a washout, a substrate is added to the well. The enzyme acts upon the substrate, creating a color signal, which is detected spectrophotometrically. The amount of color generated is measured, and the amount of target of interest present in the sample is quantified from that. A low-expressing target would not produce sufficient color to be distinguishable from the background noise. Flow cytometry is another popular method used to quantify protein expression in solution and works on a similar principle to the ELISA test. A capture antibody is bound, not to the plate in a flow cytometry, but to a flow bead of known size. As with an ELISA, the sample of interest and antibody are incubated with these beads to form a complex. Unlike most ELISAs, this antibody is directly labeled to a fluorescent tag, which allows for quantification as the amount of fluorescent light emanating from each bead is quantified. A target with sufficiently low expression binding to sufficiently few beads, say 5 or even 50 out of 10,000 beads, this can be very difficult to distinguish from statistical noise. Also, a sufficiently bright fluorophore must be used to be visible above the background fluorescence and to have minimal interference from off-target spillover, should there be multiple targets of interest. Finally, losing some beads, both bound to antigen and not bound to antigen, at every wash step is inevitable, so further diluting an already rare target is a real concern. Enter the metal-enhanced fluorescence. In this, the basement is coated with nanostructured metal thin filament designed specifically to act as a plasmonic structure. In it, incident light couples with these plasmons to create self-sustaining surface plasmon polaritons, known as SPPs or polaritons. The shape and physical properties of the filament allow the polaritons to couple with local photons of the same wavelength, leading to greatly enhanced intensity of the local field, making detection of your target much simpler. What this means is that in metal-enhanced fluorescence, the fluorophore interacts with the plasmonic surface, generating an intense signal that can be readily distinguished from background noise at a much lower concentration of active fluorophore. Also, because of the way the plasmonic surfaces bend light and requirement for the activating light to be local, quantification can be carried out even in the presence of free-floating, non-local fluorophores without problem. And plasmaphores have a greatly enhanced photostability compared to fluorophores, meaning this assay can be carried out now and analyzed later, or using multiple detector settings prior to photobleaching and appreciable loss of signal. Experimental evidence has shown that the signal-to-noise ratio can be improved by 150-fold using FITC as the fluorophore, or greater than 300-fold using the far-red near-IR Alexafluor 680 dye. Rare biomarkers, for example NOG and Wnt3a, can be detected in serum or other media at much lower concentrations than previously possible. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions about metal-enhanced fluorescence, you can reach out to us day or night by email at info@diapharma.com. For a full list of all our assays, including FluoBolt, visit us at www.diapharma.com. Do you have your own target of interest you'd like to light up using metal-enhanced fluorescence? Contact us at info@diapharma.com to discuss the possibilities. Thank you.